Good morning. I'm going to start by apologizing for the sun. Driving right into it. And I don't know if y'all can hear that whistling noise. We're on the way to a plumbing slab this morning. And I have 4 pieces of corrugated strapped to the ladder rack. And I date myself a little bit. I don't remember if y'all remember them little corrugated tubes you'd swing around, they'd whistle. Well, corrugated does that too when it's strapped to the rack. So may not be able to use this, but we'll see. So I figured I'd do a talking video, because all the stuff around the homestead's kind of the same. Only thing new is we did a chicken processing class. I mean, I've built more rabbit pens and all that. I mean, how many videos can you possibly watch on rabbit pens? Just about got everything wrapped up, ready for the trip, which is not this weekend, but next weekend. And finally sold the quail battery cages. I actually didn't know that was happening. I was going to put quail back in them, because the infrastructure was already there and I could just throw the quail in there and we could be gone. It wasn't a big deal. But I show up and there's a red truck in the driveway yesterday, and Tina says, "Can you help them load these pens?" So they're gone. The only thing they grow better than quail is flies. They're super productive fly factories, which I warned the people about. But they do like a lot of homesteaders, and they got quail semi-accidentally and had no place to put them. So wish them all the luck with that. Hopefully that works out good. Well, that has nothing to do with the video. So Saturday we did our chicken processing. I think we did right around 20 birds. Missed catching 3, so we'll have to do those at another time. But for now, they got a extension on their their life. I was going to say sentence or something, but they live a pretty good life. So, but we had lots of discussion. So, all right. So we did the meetup. We tried to put some cost into it to actually make some money, because we are a for-profit farm, you know, and want to better generate some income. And that was a flop. And we're not sure if the cost is too high, or we've done 4 cost classes in the past through Meetup and have had varied results. If we do free events, we have lots of people show up. I've told people before, knowledge has value. I don't know what that value is monetarily, and we're trying to figure that out. I know a lot of people are strapped. They don't have any extra money to spend on stuff. We understand that too. And we've talked about doing scholarship type things. I don't know what else to call it. You know, you can come work, help us set up, help with the prep work, and in exchange for the class for free. Lots of things like that. And for people in the preparation world, we have lots of stuff, and we are very willing to barter for the one thing we don't have, which is time and labor. All we've got is just mine and my wife's, and it's pretty daunting sometimes. So we work, I mean, we both have full-time jobs, but we work 7 days a week basically. So if you have some time and you want to barter that for resources, I mean, you know, we just have lots of stuff. We can elaborate on that. I'm not gonna do all that on camera, but anyway, we're open for discussions in that world. So anyway, moving forward, we had one couple that we know. They also have a preparedness YouTube channel, the Budget Prepper, I'm pretty sure is the name of it, which is doing really good. She does a whole lot of freeze drying stuff, really good video work. So anyway, we bartered with them. They came down and they helped us do video work since we didn't have any sign up. So they came to the class for free in exchange for all their camera work, and they're putting us together a video and all this kind of stuff, because we're wanting to do a online type of thing with a book, so people can still learn it. Of course, it won't be free, but because I have invested cost into it already. But you get the idea is, you know, you'll sign up somehow or another. She's working that out too. I'm not real technologically advanced, so you'll sign up online and you'll get to go through the class as many times as you want, something like that. And you also get an in-print book, that you can have in front of you while you're doing this. And we're going to see how that works out. Also, in exchange for this, they left with, I think, 4 pasture-raised chickens, and I pretty much nailed the value. They were right between $25 and $30 a piece, based on current other pasture producers' rate. And the weight was right at 6 pounds, hair less, hair over. They vary. So anyway, so they left with $120 worth of chicken, plus the knowledge to do it themselves. Overall, it was a good deal. And we're good for us. We got extra labor. They helped. We're getting the video stuff. So there's lots of things like that people can do if they don't have just money. You know what I mean? There's a lot of other things with value than just money. But I talked to them about a lot of stuff and had really good discussions. And a lot of this stuff they said I should put on video, which I'm trying to keep these short because people don't watch. If it's more than 2 minutes, they don't watch. Or they turn it off, they get distracted. So I told them about how I was aggravated with the preparation community because most of it is just bullshit. It just is. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people talking nonsense. We're part of PrepperNet. If y'all know about that, they had never even heard of it. And so we told them about that, and I've been following the forums up there, and we're hopefully going to get the local Hickory group doing something again. But I think the guy that was head over that kind of got discouraged too because people wouldn't show up, and anyway, there's not, from an organizer standpoint, you put a lot of effort into it, and there's no return on the effort, and people don't really appreciate it. So that's one reason a lot of this stuff never goes anywhere. But backtracking to people aren't really serious. So there's lots of forums on PrepperNet, and I didn't know much about it, the platform. I've been part of it for a long time, but I didn't really do the online stuff. So lately I've been trying to do that, and I've reached out to some local people that I was suggested by PrepperNet staff to reach out to these people. So I did, with hardly to no feedback, no contact back. I'm not really sure why, but that kind of goes along with the same thing that I've noticed with the community as a whole. If it's just sitting down and commenting, people are all about it. An event where people are actually going to physically do something, they're not so much about it. If you have a physical event that they have to come to that they also have to spend money to, they're almost not about it at all. So like we went to Mountain Readiness. It's a good thing. We just went on Friday because I don't like a bunch of people, and we didn't want to do the classes and all that. But we want to go check it out, see if it's something we want to be a part of in the future as the Carolina Contingency Company grows. And we may want to do that. We haven't decided yet. We've got a lot of things in the works, so we got to kind of get some of that nailed down first, and some things we're working on. But I keep going forwards and backwards. I feel like going back to the forums and reading comments and stuff on there, I see stuff like, well, I'm only doing container gardening this year, and this is people that have land. It don't matter who it is, but we see lots of things like that. And if you're in an apartment and you have a patio and you're allowed to do container gardening only, that is better than nothing. Absolutely. But if you're I want to say a real prepper, which I guess you need some definitions. So some people call themselves preppers, and they're hoarders of survival stuff and hoarders of food. You know what I mean? We have that too, but we also have, I use the word resilience a lot with people, but we have a way to replenish what we use. Because if you are just a prepper, which just means you store stuff, you're eventually going to run out of the stuff you store. And if you have no means or plans to rebuild that, or the knowledge, then you're going to run out, and then you're going to be a desperate person. And I guess that depends on, in your mind, how long you think, a grid down situation, or a SHTF situation, or a social unrest situation would last. Most people agree it could last at least a year, so I think you should have at a minimum year's worth of food for everybody in your household. Okay? That's probably priority one, that and water. And then you move into other things. You can argue whether protection and energy's next on the list. That's personal stuff. Of course, guys like protection stuff because it's guns and it's cool. Medical's right up there too. We're huge on the medical stuff. Because that stuff's going to take you out. Starvation, medical. And if you're too big on the guns, then the medical's going to take you out because you're going to die. You're going to get shot doing something stupid. But what the continual frustration is for non-serious people. And the other couple, they said, yeah, they know people in this community. They were at one of them's house, and they're like, hey, look at this AK-47. The guy's had this thing for years. And the couple, they're ex-military. They're like, oh, how did, is it sighted in? Is it good to go? Have you used it? Oh, I've never shot it. And so he's got all the tactical gear. He's got the guns. He's got the stuff, and planning to protect his family and stuff. And he's never used the rifle. And that's a great example of what I'm talking about. If you're just back to the gardening, if you have land and you are growing on your patio or in your containers, and you run out of food, you're gonna die. You're gonna starve, or you're gonna get desperate and have to make bad decisions. That's probably the biggest thing. You're gonna get desperate and make bad decisions, not necessarily just die. We figured it up 2 years ago. I don't remember if I posted it online, probably, but if I remember right, and I'd have to go back and find it, we've been gardening for a really long time, so I've got a pretty good handle on this. So intensely gardened area, you need, I think it was 27 foot by 27 foot for one single person. And that's based on a roughly 6-month growing season in North Carolina. So 27 by 27 foot. You're not going to do that on your patio. You're not going to do that. You can't buy enough containers to do 27 foot by 27 foot. And that's at a minimum. And that's if you intensely manage it. Not, I plant it and let it all go to maturity and then clean it out and then start over. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean, you harvest a plant, you plant a plant. You successively plant. You plant in between plants. You have to intensely manage it. But I think most people, it builds their confidence to grow a little bit of food. So, or to supplement their income. And so they grow silly stuff too. So, I think I have videos of the garden last year. I can't remember. But anyway, we focus on storage crops. My wife's big into canning. We have lots of canning equipment. Oh, we're also going to have the canning kitchen. We're going to do classes that people probably won't pay for. But we're going to teach how to can. And we're going to try to figure out how to make a little bit of money for the effort on this, because we have a lot invested in our processing area, our processing equipment, our kitchen. There's a lot of money there. And it's almost stupid to think about, no, none of y'all would invest that kind of money and not get any return out of it. I mean, of course, for personal use, but I'm saying for other people. And I want to help people. I do. But these same people will go to Mountain Readiness and spend $60 a ticket or whatever it was. I actually don't even know if my wife paid for it. But I imagine it was pretty expensive. They'll pay for stuff like that. They'll pay for lots of stupid stuff. But then when it comes down to knowledge that could potentially save their life, they don't want to spend the money. Tina and I went to a Refuge Medical Stop the Bleed class in, I don't remember. It was past here. I can't remember where it was at. I think it was $300 a person, and it was great. It was a great class. It was extremely valuable. Now, and we walked away with a kit. So I know there's people that are willing to pay for the knowledge that's going to save them. And on the PrepperNet stuff, I think that's a lot that holds it back, is the fact that you're not allowed to self-promote. That whole organization is all about promoting, I think it's Legacy Foods, and PrepperNet, which I understand the guy that started it, he owns it, and that's, he's figured out how to monetize that, and that's great. That is phenomenal. I get the impression they don't want anyone else to monetize anything on there. So I just don't know how much of the giveaway stuff for free we're going to do, like we have in the past, because we do want to help people, but most time it's, I try not to be too derogatory and negative, but that's kind of the way I feel about the situation. Trying to think where to add. We want to find people that are serious, and I mean really, really serious, like your life depends on it, because we feel like it does. If you like prepping because it's a hobby, which I guess it falls into that realm sometimes, but if it's just a hobby and you like to talk to people about it and that kind of stuff, I have no air in my truck, so I'm going to crack my window. Hopefully I don't mess the sound up too much. I guess there could be a lot worse hobbies, but there's just not enough people that we run across that are really serious about this stuff. And I'm going to do another video about the whole I'm going to come to your house people, because that's another thing that drives me crazy. The same people that are not serious that I'm talking about are the same I'm going to come to your house people. And before I do that video, just real briefly, if you show up to my place and we're not scared to death hiding in the corner like most people. We have other businesses that operate from our place, and it is what it is. If you come there with ill intentions, we'll deal with that when it comes to it. As the second phone call go, I'm trying to make one little video. But if you show up and you don't have a year's worth of food for everyone in your family, and you don't have, I don't know the exact terminology you want to use, but if you don't have the same weapons that all the rest of us have, and you don't have some medical squared away and some knowledge and some skills, then if you're not getting in, you're just not, or you're going to have to fight your way in trying to get my stuff. And we have spent well over a decade putting infrastructure in the ground and all around there, and if somebody were to come in and kill me, they're not going to know how any of that stuff works. You're going to have systems start failing, because there's lots of things have to change. It changes seasons. There's a whole lot of stuff that works in the summer, don't work in the winter. You have to change things around. They're never going to figure that out because you can't see it. There's valves and breakers and switches and all kind of stuff, and you're just not going to figure that stuff out. Not without digging it up. So somebody comes in, they're going to take my stuff. When they run out of my food, they're not going to know what to do anyway, and the homestead's going to collapse, because if you don't do this, this, and this, then you're on a timer, and you're losing ground. I'm trying to think what to add. I'm almost to job. I'm going to have to close this up. But I guess the purpose of this overall is be serious. If this is really what you want to do, and I just lost my audio. Maybe they're still recording. feedback of what you think. And I even put out there on Meetup to all the people that are on our Meetup page under Carolina Contingency, what kind of things would you like to see? What kind of classes? What kind of training? Zero response. An email, I can't remember how many members. It's a lot. No responses, which is pretty consistent with the preparation community. So anyway, if you're not that guy and anybody watches this video 20 minutes in, congratulations. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. There's another reason we haven't really pushed on this YouTube thing either, because it's not monetized. I don't make any money doing this. I specifically try to not be the guy talking to the camera, even though those are the channels that seem to succeed. It's just the guy talking to the camera, which I've ranted on before. And I feel like I'm rambling, so I'm gonna close this up. But be real. Get in touch with us. Let us know what you think. And appreciate it. Thank y'all for watching. If you like anything we do, I don't like doing this, do the like, subscribe thing and all that kind of stuff. But if we're ever gonna turn this into something, that will. So we appreciate that too. And that's it for right now. Thank y'all for watching.